Okay, we're about to start. Sixty-fourth regular session of the 20th City Council is now called to order. Invocation by Honorable Councilor Jose Pepe Abu Jr., followed by the singing of Lupang Hinirang, then the Cagayan de Oro March. Please rise.
Ngayong hapon, let's be aware of the holy presence of God. Ang mga ros lang. In the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Vouchsafe and aid, Almighty Father of the universe, to this, our present convention, and grant that the members of the City Council of Cagayan de Oro may dedicate and devote their hearts and minds to their service and become a true and faithful servant of your will. Endue us with thy divine wisdom, that by the influence of the pure principles of public service, we may the better enable to display the beauties of holiness to the honor of thy holy will. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigiw, sa nagatak tugog sa simoy at sa langit mo pagaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pamay di matitigil. Luman ang araw ng walhabing pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming bigaya na pagkay magami, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please be seated. Maayong hapon sa tanan. Happy New Year! Hoy, kamingaw ba? Mura mag ka ng kuan. Mura mag nagluyag ikan sa holiday. Anyway, Happy New Year, councilors. Of course, our friends who are here from the media, our guests who are here today, our staff, Happy New Year kanatong tanan. We wish you all the best, peaceful, harmony, and prosperity for this year. So, I hope you had a good time sa inyong mga bakasyon. May I call on our majority,
Roll call.
ay sorry, nagbakasyon lang kung dusi ka adlaw, kalimut na ko. Okay, roll call, Mr. Secretary, please do the roll call.
Honorable Jocelyn B. Rodriguez, City Vice Mayor and Presiding Officer for the 1st District Councilors, Honorable Agapito Heriberto G. Swan, Honorable Roger G. Abaday, Honorable J.R. Pascual, Honorable Amy Rose P. Moreno, Honorable Romeo V. Calizo, Honorable George S. Goking, Honorable Jose Pepe S. Abu Jr., Honorable Malvern A. Esparcia. For the 2nd District Councilors, Honorable Ivona Yasin B. Imano, Honorable Maria Lourdes S. Gaani, Honorable Joylen Mercedes L. Balaba, Honorable James K. Judith II, Honorable Ian Mark Yunakaya, Honorable Edgar S. Cabanlas, Honorable Christian Rostico M. Achas, Honorable Suzette G. Magtahas Daba. For the ex-officio members, Honorable Yan Lam S. Lim, Liga ng mga Barangay President, and Honorable Kenneth John D. Sakala, City Escape Federation President. There is quorum, Madam Presiding Officer.
Quorum is hereby certified. Thank you very much, Councilor Roger Abaday, for the gift. Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome. So may I call Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Edgar Cabanlas. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, beautiful and
Ay, salamat ha.
achieving Vice Mayor. Para madayo siya ba? And members of the City Council, people who are watching us in the gallery, people who are watching us on the respective social media platforms. May hapon sa tanan. And Happy New Year, Madam Chair.
Yes, Happy New Year also to those who are watching right now. Happy New Year sa inyong tanan.
Happy New
Yeah.
Year. This is our first official legislative meeting, and we hope that the best in 2023 will be our worst in 2024.
Wow. Our worst? Di ko kasabot.
Ang pinakapatsada na to nga nahimo
Ah,
sa 2023,
yes.
nag-hope kitang would be the worst in 2024.
Di na po gets pod. Worst.
Explain.
Explain, be?
Explain, yes. Right.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Majority Floor. Kuan siya, ma'am. Sabi ni saya pa, ang kalipay nimo adtong 2023, your highest, mayon time mong pinaka worst for this year so that this year you'll have a better best.
Nga mo agi magig ko sa worst?
Dili kinanglan worst, ma'am, but your happiest last year
Will be-
supersede.
Super, okay.
Super
Ano
secret.
na lang. Will be the happiest 2024, looking forward for happiest New Year.
Okay, anyway, Madam Chair, yes, may I move to dispense the reading of the minutes of the previous regular session of this council on December 4, 2023,
Any second?
and consider the furnishing copies there. Ano ba yung special session? And also another, we have a special session last December 21, and we have two sessions. of the minutes as read.
Okay, and the second? Objection? I hear none. Thank you pala pro tempore ha, Honorable Mayor Calizo.
Yes. Ably presided by our pro tempore presiding officer. On the special report portion, Madam Chair,
Second.
I move to approve the said minutes on second and final reading.
Any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Madam Chair, we have 3 members of the City Council who are desiring to make special reports, and first would be Councilor James Judith, proposed amendments of the Traffic Code of Cagayan de Oro, and second would be Councilor Sparcia Bernie with regards to traffic ordinance violations, and third is Councilor Girly Balaba on USAIC or online sexual abuse and exploitation against children. That would be the sequence of the special reporting, Madam Chair. So may I request that Councilor James Judith be recognized.
Councilor Attorney James Judith, you are recognized. Happy New Year, Councilor J. Pascual.
Pareham din sa atong halangdong Vice Mayor Jocelyn Bebot Rodriguez, Majority Floor Leader Council Edgar Cabanlas, atong tinahod ng mga kauban sa konseho, atong mga bisita, mga membro sa prensa, atong katawad sa dakbayan sa Cagayan de Oro, maupay o usa ka mabulukon nga bag-ong tuig 2024 sa inyong tanan. O sa akong pagpadayon, ako sang pagpasalamat kang Consul Roger Abad, kang Vice Mayor Jocelyn Rodriguez para sa keychain or key ring, o kang Consul Roger Abaday sa personalized nga ballpen o planner. Daghang salamat.
Welcome.
Kuya, thank you. Madam Chair, adtong niaging simana, nagdason kita sa buhatan sa atong ika-19 nga konsihal, Boss Torx. Nagdason kita sa atong sugyot ordinansa, kabahin sa pag-amendar sa pipila ka mga provisions or sections sa atong kasamtangan nga traffic code, nga nagtangag og numerong 10551-2007. O ang pag-amendar sa mga pipila ka mga provisions or sections niini, particularmente na ang section 4, 109, 112, 113, 114, o 147, 148, o 150. Kabahin sa operations sa gitawag nato nga TRICAB kun bao-bao. Nasayot man pud kita nga ang LTO kon Land Transportation Office mo'y buhatan or ahensya sa atong nasudnong pagagamhanan nga gitahasan o gitagaan og mandato sa atong nasudnong kang kagamahanan sa pagsitar sa mga reglamento kabahin sa atong gitawag nga TRICAB kun bao-bao. Nasayod pod kita nga sa pagkakaron walay Republic Act or walay nasudnong balaod nga gikan sa Kongreso sa pagkakaron. Ang aduna lamang usa ka LTO Memorandum Circular nga nagsulti, nagrekognisar sa bao-bao legally defined. Matud pa sa Memorandum Circular nga ang bao-bao usa ka three-wheeled symmetrically arranged vehicle o gitagaan og kategorya nga L5. But pasabot sa lingwahe sa LTO, usa kini ka NCV, non-conventional vehicle. Sa laktod nga pagkastorya, ang bao-bao or TRICAB gitugutan sa LTO sa maong balaod nga mo'y naglimen kabahin niini nga magbaras-baras sa atong kadalanan og labi na ang atong primary national highway kung dini sa atong dapit mo nang gitawag nato nga ICBR kon Iligan Cagayan Butuan Road. Apan sa ubos sa duha ka kondisyon matud pa sa LTO Memorandum Circular. Una, adunay ordinansa gikan sa konseho kung asa magbaras-baras ang maong bao-bao. Ikaduha, sa kondisyon nga ang paggamit sa maong bao-bao sa atong national highway sa pribado nga gamit o dili sa pagpamasada. Siguro gisubay lang sa LTO Memorandum Circular. Base sa research sa atong legal research team nga gipadala, gitataw nila nga ang tuyo gidiay sa LTO nga tugutan ang mga bao-bao sa pinakabangko nila nga memorandum circular nga gipagula, tugutan day ang bao-bao nga ipagbaras-baras sa atong mga kadalanan, labi na gyud sa atong primary national highway, ubos akong balikon sa duha ka kondisyon, ordinansa gikan sa atong dakbayan o sa pribado nga paggamit sa maong bao-bao. Gani matud pa sa LTO memorandum circular, ang tuyo din nila base sa ilang transcript nga gikuha sa atong legal research team nga ang motorsiklo mangani nga duha ra kaligid kung issue ang safety. Gitugutan manggali nato magbaras-baras sa atong highway ang bao-bao pakaha nga tulo kaligid. Tulo kaligid. Kung but sumahon, stable yang framework, stable ang iyang body. Nganong dili man nimo tugutan siya nga magbaras-baras sa atong national highway nga ang motorsiklo nga duha ra man kaligid pwede man magbaras-baras sa atong national highway. So atong gipasubay sa atong legal research team, mauni ang nigula. Agud naghimo ako sa akong special report karon o gidason nato ang maong sugyot ordinansa kay maura man nay gikinahanglan nga pwede balikon ako nga ang bao-bao magbaras-baras sa atong mga kadalanan ug labi na ang atong primary national highway kun ICBR ubos sa duha ka kondisyon. Balikon ako ordinansa gikan sa atong konseho ug ikaduha pribado ang paggamit sa maong bao-bao. Gisubay lang nato kung unsay unod sa memorandum circular. Wala ilaing nato gabayan kundili ang LTO memorandum circular kaysa pagkakaron kana raman ang mo'y nagdala mo'y nagsitar sa mga reglamento kabahin sa tanan nga mga sakyanan pangyuta nga matud pa gitagaan balik pagtugot sa Land Transportation Office. Therefore, at this juncture, Madam Chair, may I refer this matter to the Committee on Public Utilities chaired by the good General, Councilor Romeo Calizo. Dini na lang kukutob, daghang salamat, o asdang Cagayan de Oro.
Thank you very much, Councilor Attorney James Judith. Yes, any comment? Yes, Councilor Romeo Calizo, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Happy New Year, and
Happy
thank you
New
for
Year.
that memorabilia from Korea. Good afternoon to my colleagues and our guests from the gallery and those monitoring us via social media platform. I appreciate the report of the Honorable James Judith. But yeah, in fact, I support his suggestions because in our current LPTRP or the Local Public Transport Route Plan, of the 78 routes, there are only 55 which are now operating. And out of this 55, not a single route has a complete array of public utility vehicles that will address the needs of our commuting public. Ang bao-bao unta, Madam Chair, maayo gini siya unta nga pang-suporta. But in our series of meetings where our resource persons from the LTFRB, the LTO, the ALG, and other agents of government, Madam Chair, LTO, for example, has reminded us of two things. And this is included, bisag untaw na mo lagi. I also did the justifications just manifested by Councilor James Judith, pero duha ra gyud ang ilang tubag. There are two prohibitions of the bao-bao. Yung nila, At any one time, pwede rin siyang gamiton nga private vehicle. It cannot be used nga pampasahero. Second, at no instance that it can be allowed to travel along the national road. So kanang ingon ni Councilor Judith nga pwede magbaras-baras. Well, contrary to that, Madam Chair, ang ingon sa LTO, sa pagkakaroon, dili gyud sila pwede sa national highway. They can be allowed to travel along the secondary highways, provided, because it is now appearing in our Ordinance 10551-2007, they can be allowed to travel along secondary highways, provided that they will be in the outermost lane of the same road, the secondary national highway. Ang problema man gud karon sa atong syudad, Madam Chair, ug tan-aw nato atong mga secondary highways, unsafe gyapon para sa bao-bao nga dito sila sa outermost lane. Kay, let's say for example, secondary highway, for example, that road linking Bulwa to San Simon or to Pagatpat, that is secondary highway. Ang taon ni mo ba pagbutaw og lane dito nga daot pa man atong dalan. Even the Masterson Avenue, which is the road, the national road going to Talakag, we can hardly create lanes for the bao-bao alone, Madam Chair. So with these restrictions being implemented by our LTO, as of now, we cannot just simply create an ordinance that they be utilized first for public, what do you call this, for public transport, pampasahero. Di sila pwede pamasahero as of now, and they cannot travel along the national highways. But anyway, I'd like to invite, anyway, he has referred the issue to the Committee on Public Utilities. He will be invited in our next series of meetings, so that maybe, anyway, during the last meeting, Madam Chair, LTO has manifested that they can be allowed for public transport provided there are some regulatory means to manage them. Just like, for example, if we allow them Barangay Lumbia, because some communities don't have the public utility modernized vehicles or even the traditional vehicles. They only have the habal-habal and the bao-bao that are available to meet the needs of our people. That one, for example. And Barangay Lumbia has 41 sitios. So, kinsa man in tao mag-cater sa ilang transport needs coming from their points of origin towards the city, towards the downtown. So, anyway, there'll be a better discussion later, because we are now in the process of completing our ordinance, so that here again, or meantime that our routes in the LPTRP coverage are not yet filled up with the appropriate number of public utility vehicles, pwede na siguro ning bao-bao for the meantime. Pero ato lang sang i-identify and let it be managed more appropriately. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Romeo Calizo. Yes, Councilor Roger Abaday, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer, Vice Mayor Jocelyn B. Rodriguez, my colleagues in the 20th City Council, and people who are watching us, especially in the gallery and social media. Maayong hapon sa tanan, og thank you very much sa pasalubong, Vice Mayor. Happy New Year to one and all. Now, patsada ang special report ni Councilor Asdang Judith, no? Kay I know the contents of his heart, no. Dili na to ma-blame ang kining mga nagpalit sa bao-bao og owners sa
Baobao nga niya karon sa Cagayan de Oro. Tungod kay gitugutan masab sa atong gamanan nga pagpamaligya na ning pagpasulod dinhi sa atong nasod ug labi na sa dinhi sa Cagayan de Oro. Mas daghan kung imong obserbahan karon mga suroy ka, mas daghan kayong Baobao kaysa kanang atong motorila. So this is now one of the means of transportation. Pero dili sa mahimo sab nga tungod kay nakapalit sila nanailang ang Baobao, abutan sab nila ang LGU o ang local government unit nga asa sila mo operate. Gani ang DILG, which is the umbrella agency of the all LGUs, nagpakanaog og memorandum nga it prohibits tricycles, pedicabs, motorized pedicabs operating in the national highway. Naapoy memorandum ba yun sa kwan sa LTO, no? So they allow, or there are some, that is why there are areas to be reconciled on these two agencies, issuing agencies, no? Or ato ning i-clarify siguro kay para dili malibog kay ang nito po karon na-pressure na ang atong syudad sa tungod na nga issue. So this must be clarified. Labi na sa kaninga klase nga sakyanan karon nga biyahe-biyahe na karon na masayro na kompetensya na sa atong mga taxi tanan mga PUBs, no? So gani sa ubang neighboring municipality, igalaw nila like El Salvador. Pero dito ra sa biyahe sila sa kining ni Councilor Caliso sa katong sa secondary route na sila existing. Ug mana sa patag karon si kampo bao-bao ilang mga usa sa ilang means of transportation na, pero anyway di ara masab sa kampo. Other places, cities like Pagadian or Misamis Occidental, Claveria, gialaw sa nila kini, di ba? Pero muna nga, there is something to be reconciled so that people will not be confused, especially ang mga law enforcer. So, nganong tugot magini nga, ang DILG manduan ang tanang provincial governors, mayors, tanang LGU, no? Sangguniang panlalawigan, panglungsod, to follow, to comply with the memorandum of the DILG. So, even urging all local government units and the Philippine National Police to enforce the prohibition of tricycles. So, muna ang atong kinanglan nato nga i-resolve. Ang ingon po sa DILG nga because of the higher incidence tungod na ni mga sakyanan, it contribute higher incidence sa highway. According to records sa Metro Manila lang, the incident has been the major concern, no? Nga dunay 2,829 accidents involving bikes, pedicabs in court, no? In Metro Manila. So, kapareho niya pong report sa DILG nga there are 2,241 accidents involving tricycles sa atong highway. In fact, the Republic Act number 4338, which is the Land Transportation Traffic Code, provides the safety and precautionary measures to prevent the said incident and providing restriction other traffic mechanism. Section 9 of the said law, the law specifies the permissive weights and dimension of vehicles unladen or with load in the highway traffic. The weight and dimension may be updated from time to time as the conditions of the public highways may warrant and the needs of service may require. Muna gaingon ni according to Councilor Judith katong sa LTO nga i-classify kung allowed ba kaning bao-bao, if it qualifies with the reconcile with the memorandum issued by the DILG. Para nako, I think it is only to be fair and just also to the bao-bao owners, pwede sila nato sila yalaw, pero katong dito sa atong mga secondary route. Dili siguro din sa atong main highway kay it is contributory to our traffic problem and is prone to accident as per incidents reports from our government agencies. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Roger Abaday. Councilor Ian Mark Nakaya, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for the keychain and other colleagues who also sent their Christmas presents. Anyway, from my count, Madam Presiding Officer, I have heard Councilor James Judith mention that the intention of the regulations that were issued by LTFRB is to allow the operation on a private capacity. So, in other words, it's not a public transport per se, on the grounds that, according to Councilor Judith, the review of his legal team produced similar direction that LTFRB has brought to fore in the nationwide campaign as to how we treat the bao-bao, or how do we call it in Cagayan de Oro. Lest that I will be misunderstood, Madam Presiding Officer, as to my stand, because if at all this would be endeavored as a transport for public, for purposes of seeking a pay, rental, and all, I authored the tricycle ordinance in Cagayan de Oro. In other words, I am in favor allowing all forms of public transportation. Even a tramp train system, Madam Presiding Officer. Imagine if we have a linear tramp train system between Nazareno and Bugo, and in other areas, a looping system. So any form of public transportation, I am amenable. But to the special report, Madam Presiding Officer, clearly, and Councilor Judith nodded, only for private purposes. In other words, let them route within the city, but they could not apply rates which are to be collected from passengers. So perhaps on the limitations, we can discuss that in the committee level. But I am thinking aloud, Madam Presiding Officer, if they have been authorized because they have been sold in public as a transportation, not for public transportation, but for private transportation, just thinking aloud. So what would then be the features of the ordinance? I guess, to my little understanding, they have been authorized already by virtue of the public selling of these units. But for regulation purposes, we can only surmise that the regulation would mean limited to these places, areas, for private purposes again. So we cannot superimpose our ordinance to those regulations that have been set already by the national agencies. In other words, anyway, si General Romeo Calizo, nuktok na daan. Kung say, pwede, himuo na ni, iyan na New Year's resolution na niya, appeal kung say ang buhaton. Thank you, Madam Presiding
Thank you very
Officer.
much, Councilor Ian Mark Nakaya. Any more? Councilor, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Attorney Edgar Cabanlas. I like your sneakers. You look young. Yeah.
Salamat. New Year's look.
Kuan sa ka ha, kanang bitong sabay sa ka sumugtan.
Pugong sidad. Bitaw, Madam
Nice,
Chair.
nice.
You know,
Okay.
this issue of sa mga tricycle, mga bao-bao karon bakuna ni nga latest Pinetro, Motorella, we allow these vehicles to traverse the national highway. Dugdugay na gini. And salamaton ta nga na-restrain sa atong pag-allow nining mga operation. Kay madumduman ko dito magita gikan sa ikaw, James Judith, kadto ka magito sa Sambuanga. Di na sila kapasulod sa taxi kay mahadlok na sila kay daghan na kasi nga tanan nga bao-bao sa sulod sa syudad.
So ano yung taxi?
Wala ni taxi kay kung ipasulod nilang taxi,
Traffic na.
magmahay ang mga
Bao-bao.
bao. So, mo ba na itong gusto nga? Pulos na lahat ang bao-bao nila din niya. So, this is a political issue and people are afraid to talk about this. To be frank. Tungod kay lagi, daghan raman kayo sila. But the point is, we are a city, Madam Chair. A highly urbanized city. We are the fastest growing city in Northern Mindanao and one of the fastest growing city in the Philippines. Yung mga itong i-treat sa mga tao. When Engineer Calizo and Councilor Yan Lamlim were taking this bao-bao in Zamboanga, and we have this meeting with the mayor of Zamboanga, General Calizo rose up and asked a question to the mayor. Mayor, why is it that there is no taxi here? We have a very rich millionaire passenger in your bao-bao. I mean, let's be, dili na ito pasaligan ang mga tao, kung di na ito kaya. Let's tell them the truth and the facts. Dili kaya itong gamiton as an issue, perhaps for political reason. Kita ang angay unta ang mag-una. Kay kanang itong mga karsada, sa may rason nga dili na ito sila giyalaw sa karsada. Speed, travel, the speed of travel. Kaya kung daghan na kayo sila, so maghinay na kayo ang movement sa atong goods and people. So, dili lang sa aksidente. But the transport of people and goods, mo ka na nga dito sa South Korea, wala ilang dito sa Seoul, wala ilang dili lang bao-bao. Dili lang bao-bao. Wala sila'y motorcycle.
Walay motor.
Wala motorcycle.
Taxi lang.
Except sa mga delivery. Now, if you allow this bao-bao to run along our national highway on private purposes, what is the purpose of running around the city without any taking passengers? Sibot pa sa suri-suri lang sa liyaw. So, I hope General Calizo will tackle this. We are talking about the future, and we are not supposed to talk about the past. Kung gusto tayo mulambo, and we should be strong enough to say no if it is necessary to say no. Dili kita ngay so, I am still a re-electionist, pero pwede hapon, hindi na ko nila piliyon. But it is not good that you should play games with the future of the city. The safety of the people, the growth of the city, nag-depend on how we will tackle this kind of problem. So, tanaw na to na. Allow sila dito sa secondary road, sa kabukiran, yes, dito sa mga subdivisions, naa sa mga, dito sa mga, walay mga sakinan. Yes, why not? In The Hague, Lumbia, why not? But, please, ayaw sila. Kaya ialaw mo na karon, nanamagarin sila karon. Sa baka kung ialaw ni mo, can you move? We have still problema to traffic. You cannot move anymore. People will start buying all this bao-bao. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Natula akong
Okay.
pasabot.
Thank you very much. Last. No more. Last.
Madam Chair,
Councilor-
synthesize lang nako ang gisulti ni Majority Floor Leader, ni Council Iron Mark Nakaya, o Council Roger Abaday, o kang General Caliso. Akong tatawon, nakaangkla ang atong sugyot nga ordinansa. Una sa baubao, kay mo may gitugot sa LTO Memorandum Circular 2020-2227, o katudayon sa atong kasamtangan nga traffic code, nagtangag numero nga 10551-2007. Klarohon ko lang, inani niya, para dili ta maglibog. Ang ako lang gusto nga, tugutan na to, kay mo may kondisyon sa LTO nga pwede mag-appeal sa primary national highway ang mga baobao nga pribado og paggamit. Sa concern ni Majority Floor Leader nga, dili, kay magbaras-baras na sila sa tanan, gitubag na nato sa atong sugyot ordinansa, kay gipreparahan man na nato Majority Floor Leader. Inani, maklaro man nimo ang dili sa moabuso bali nga pribado siya, kay i-require man nato nga katong magdagandagan bali sa atong secondary road nga para public use na, para for hire na siya, i-require man nato ubos sa sugyot ordinansa Majority Floor Leader, Madam Chair, nga subject siya sa regulations, sa mga nakasita sa atong regulations, kasamtangan nga regulasyon, parehas sa motorela o tricycle, nga butangan ang kilid sa ilang lawas nga operator. Required na sila para usa sila maka-operate dinhi sa secondary road. Ang akong katuyuan, kay maski tuod nga secondary road gi-allow sila, pero base sa Memorandum Circular sa LTO, pwede sila mutabok sa ICBR kay musumpay man sila sa Corrales Extension. Musumpay man po sila sa likuan. Dili absoluto ang prohibition nga dili na gyud sila makatabok sa highway. Mabantayan magali, maski gali si General Caliso nasayod nga ingon ang LTO nga sa atong plastada sa atong mga kadalanan, ang ICBR mo na ang atong EDSA. Pero wala nagpasabot nga sulod ra gyud ang secondary road kinaamang ganito listahan sa mga national roads under Cagayan de Oro City nga ingon o atong i-reconcile sa Memorandum Circular sa LTO nga pwede ang mga babao ma-private or for hire mutabok sa ICBR, exception to the general rule. Kay kinahanglan man sila mutabok sa Corrales Extension. Kung dini ka sa Corrales, pwede po dini sa Veles, mutabok ka paingon sa likuan. So na exemption nga pwede maski gani ang motorela nga bawal sa atong national highway, pwede sila makatabok. Basta lang ang ilang tuyo mutabok paingon dito sa sunod nga dalan or barangay sa atong dakbayan. So akong balikon i-wrap up. Kay basing madlungon ako ni Madam Chair.
Badlungon
Una,
na ka.
badlungon na ngayon ko. Una, pwede ang baobao pribado nga gamit sa aton national highway. Klarohon ko lang, basta ang gipangayo sa LTO, ordinansa, o ang pribado nga paggamit sa maong baobao. Ikaduha nga punto po dayon, nga ang katong giingon ni Council Iron Mark Nakaya, insakto, nga sa pagkakaroon sa iyang ordinansa nga gihimo, kung wa ko masayop, Council Mark Nakaya, Iron Mark Nakaya, ikaw masiguro ato isa sa mga authors sa katong 10551-2007. Kung wa ko masayop, nga gitugutan ang mga motorela o tricycle, pwede gani sila mutabok sa National Highway basta mo ato sila sa pikas nga barangay or pikas nga dalan sa atong dakbayan. So pwede ang mga baobao nga mag-operate for hire base sa giingon ni Council Iron Mark Nakaya sa secondary road. Wala na ilali sana kay nanatay ordinansa. Ang ato na lang ang mga regulasyon unsaon nga pag-apply bali nila. Ang ako lang yung punto sa sugyot ordinansa nga atong gidason, mo lang gyud nga pagtugot nato, pag-comply sa unsay gipangayo sa LTO para ang atong mga baobao nga pribado ang paggamit. Moro gina atong tuyo, pribado nga paggamit, nga ato lugar silang didan sa pagbaras-baras sa National Highway, nga pribado man ang ilang paggamit. Matod pa ni Council Roger Abaday, nganong gitugutan man sa atong gobyerno, mo bitaw gi-reconcile nato, nganong gitugutan man sa atong gobyerno, nga gibaligya, o nga dili man nagyapon sila maka-operate, gi-reconcile sa atong legal research team, ug mao ni ang nagawa, nga pwede di ay ang bao-bao, nga mo, baras-baras sa atong national highway, primary national highway, basta na atong mga kondisyones nga atong matuman. Pero kabahin sa paggamit sa baobao for hire dinhi sa atong secondary road nga giingon ni Council Iron Mark Nakaya, wala na ilalis ana kay naa naman tay kasamtangan nga ordinansa base sa nga nakatangag nga ordinansa numero 10551-2007. So akong klarohon for the benefit of the Majority Floor Leader, dili ang mga komersyal lang akong tuyo for hire, kundi ang kitawag nato nga pribado nga paggamit
Okay, okay.
sa bao-bao. Di nila kukuto.
Okay, thank you very much. So everybody has the points, no? My point is, kani nga problema sa bawod dugay na kayo. Let us define the law. Usay klaro gyud. Kaya nga no, lisod sila nabutang sa alanganin. Why don't we define the law, ikuha na yung guidelines, and then implement what should be implemented. Kay murag dugay na ni, konsyal pa ko ani. So, refer to the Committee on Public Utilities to Councilor Romeo Calizo. So, inyo nang itukiyon og maayo para mabutang ninyo, butangan gid ninyo na og guideline, og klaro nga balaod mo na ang angay, no? Thank you very much. So, our next Councilor Bernice Pasha, you're next. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Salamat sa pasalubong. My colleagues, sa mga kaubang mga konsehales, sa mga nakahatag regalo, salamat. Katong wala pa nakatag, mo extend ko hanto January 31 para mo dawat. Bitaw, thank you. I miss you all. Mo din nakapait po dahil Madam Presiding Officer kung sayo ta magpahuway kay may ngaon ko ba sa kung mga kaubang kagawad nga mag
Pagklaro diya.
Okay. Madam Presiding Officer, sa katong December, natistingan gayod ang syudad sa dagan sa trapiko. Kay tanan katawhan ng gawas, tanan mga tao, tanan mga bisita ni ani sa Cagayan de Oro kay diri magparty ug dito gyud nato nakita nga grabe yun. Murag, di mabangbang ang katrapik sa dakbayan sa Cagayan de Oro. I don't know lang karon kung January na, muarang-arang bagamay. Pero nakita yun na to nga, una, dawat na nakong kamatuoran nga ang dakbayan sa Cagayan de Oro, nagi mga area sama sa mga divisorya nga mga gagmay na gitaw na mga dalan, nagkadagan pang mga sakyanan mo ng perting paita, grabe ang katrapik. Pero kanilang ang tumong sa akong special report. Sa sige lang ko og hosting, Madam Presiding Officer. So kapilag yung ko maigo sa mga trapiko. Kapilag yung ko makasunod o maka-witness o mga violators. Wala na tayo problema sa mga mga no U-turn, mga kabalo naman ta sa basic nga dili klaro kayo nga violation siya. Pero how many wala, ako galing gihap. Sa tanan ako makita, ang problema na to, walay gapang dakop. Dili pariya, every time we had a PCL, mga tumiog, Davao, mga tumig Cebu. Wrong lane ka. Feeling ni mo way nagtanaw, way nakakita. Pagtabok ni mo, automatic na ginay mo para sa imo ha. Nga medyo ubay-ubay sad nga team. Sa ato I don't know. Well, siguro dawaton na kamatura nga nagiuban nga magpakabuta bungol amang sa mga traffic rules nato. Pero dili gyud nako ug wala gyud ko sukad nakakita nga klaro na kayo nga violation walay mukdakop. Madam Presiding Officer, mo lang niya kung gusto maibawan o hopefully tana may istoryahan sa committee ba. Baraga Happy New Year gini siya, General. Mo lang ko na kung gusto. Since New Year man sad, and kapoy na kayo ning problema ning trapiko nato diri nga nagay mag-ingon nga mga kayong ulo nga mga driver. Can we again call the attention of the agencies or the implementors sa atong mga balaod? Unsa man gyud? Asa man gyud ang problema or lisod ba i-implement or kulang maguta? Just allow me mga ginagmay lang nga mga question like ang ratio sa atong enforcers kumpara sa atong mga motorista. Kumusta man gyud? Unsa man gyud ang real status sa actual or unsa compared to the ideal ratio of the traffic enforcer sa motorista? Kumusta ang atong pag-level up sa atong mga enforcers? The training and development. Kapila maniga kay tabo ang atong structure, labi na ang atong organization and compensation, when I posted about this issue, medyo daghan kay nag-PM kay moingon nga mo nang dili daw kaayo daw. I'll just put daw kay allegedly raman eh. Kay kapuyan na daw sila mo trabaho, kay init pa daw kaayo, kapoy kayong trabaho, taang sweldo langay. Dugay kayo ang sweldo. How about our surveys and research? Nabatay ginakandak every year para makita na to nga ang atong ginabuhat, okay ba ni? And lisod man ni isulti no, pero mga amigo man nato ng Nadia, but kumusta mismo ang leadership, ang liderato sa atong RTA? Or the people nga nag-handle karon sa RTA? Are they the right people? I'm just asking, Madam Chair. And, of course, nagka-high-tech naman ta karon. Kumusta man na atong, ito na naman tayo sa, namatay na sa tani nga topic sa atong traffic light, and the existing technology being used nato para mas mapadali nato ang atong mga trabaho, guban pa, kay na mga highly urbanized cities, nga dili ka kagitag enforcer, but ang ilang CCTV mo capture, matagaan kag picture, i-email sa imuha ang picture, makadawat din ka nga naka-violate ka, tapos dito na lang din mo magkita kung magpa-register ka sa imong sakyanan. Maula na ako, Madam Presiding Officer, I move na maadto ni sa atuang kuan. Burag nakaduwaan na da. Sorry, General. Sa committee, just in kuan man good New Year. So, tanaw na nato ni kung asa para sabay-sabay ta mga taog saan ako nagkamali. Moro na ako, Madam Presiding
Thank you
Officer.
very much.
Salamat.
So refer to the Committee on Public Utilities, Councilor Romeo Calizo. Kaduhan na ni. Labad na yung ulo. Yes, Councilor Romeo Calizo.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And of course, I thank and appreciate very much the special report of my colleague here, the Honorable Bernice Parcia. Well, that's true. Kinahanglan gyud siguro ngipon ang atong mga gapandayon nga mga ordinansa. Okay? Halos tanan kini, if you have to review the traffic code, maulaw na kita kang Councilor Ayan Mark na kaya, kay isa man ni siya sa mga nagpanday ni ini. And maybe no less than 3 times that I have already reviewed the traffic code. All the provisions of the law regarding management of traffic are there. Problema kay murag naging problema sa ato enforcement, Madam Chair. And this is really the challenge. How can we strengthen our enforcement? Kay tinuod lang gusto mo rin pada ba? Kung gusto, meron talagang paraan. Kayang-kaya sanang i-enforce itong provisions ng traffic code. Pero kung talagang tinatamad ka, ayaw mong gawin, napakaraming dahilan. So, I know that this issue will still be referred before the Committee on Traffic Management. I really, we have to be more vivid and be more strong in our actions as regards enforcement, Madam Chair. Because no amount of sigitag panday og balaod, sigitag panday og ordinansa, og walay ngipon ang atong mga ordinansa ang atong gipanday. These are all exercises in futility, Madam Chair. So, maybe it's good to again be reminded and to have this reviewed again before the committee and find out what appropriate actions have to be done, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Romeo Calizo. So, our next speaker, Councilor Girly Balaba, the woman in red.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mayong hapon. Good afternoon, Madam Presiding Officer, Vice Mayor Bebot Rodriguez. Salamat sa imong pasalubong. To my colleagues, special mention lang sa anak ko, si Councilor Roger Abaday, for the very personalized gift para sa among apod. Manok. Ala. Ano na siya? Kanang Councilor Aspar siya, kanang good luck na siya na ano, good luck, good luck. And to all our guests right now, physically and online, Happy New Year to us all. May this year, segue na ko sa statement ni Majority Floor Leader, may this year, may we be this year, 2024, be as productive and proactive as we were last year, and hopefully even more. Today, Madam Chair, I will give a report on a lingering and a very covert social problem. We all know that we are presently in the era of digital technology. It has its advantages while making our lives easier and more comfortable. Ang akong mic dili komportable. It has also its disadvantages because there are more crimes committed surreptitiously, like scams and online frauds. Right now, I am reporting about the more serious crimes in the cyber world which involves our children. This is the online sexual abuse and exploitation, which has been a social plague targeting the most vulnerable sector of our community, those who are poor and innocent. Studies and research conducted by the International Justice Mission, or IJM, will show, maybe, can I ask for this slide, please? Yes, this is the research that 1 in 2 Filipino children have experienced online violence, including sexual violence and bullying. In 2018 alone, 600,000 sexualized photos of Filipino children were bartered and traded, marking the Philippines as one of the top global sources of child sex abuse materials. 90% of Filipino children can access the internet whenever they want or need to, and 59% connect to the internet without supervision. It also revealed that 2 in 10 children are vulnerable to be victims of child online and sexual abuse and exploitation. So in 2018, the Department of Justice Office of Cybercrime received 579,006 cyber tips for the online sharing, resharing, and selling of child sexual abuse images and videos. 2019, 418,422 cyber tips were recorded, but in 2020, it has seen 260% increase since the start of the lockdown. So, Madam Chair, that is the problem. So fighting online sexual crimes are obviously the works of the law enforcement agency. But ours, as legislators, we have to provide protection and ensuring the welfare of our children who are targets of these cyber criminals. So I am here to propose an ordinance so we can establish a proper mechanism, not only for our law enforcement agencies by strengthening and supporting their operations, but also for our social workers and the victims, our children. So putting in place what to do, where to go, and how to provide support. So I hereby proposed an ordinance prohibiting acts of online sexual abuse and exploitation of children in Cagayan de Oro City with corresponding penalties, and provide a supportive environment for the survivors and providing funds thereof. So may this be referred, Madam Chair, to the Committee on Social Services and the Committee on Public Order and Safety, also chaired by our beloved and very busy Councilor Romeo Calizo for further deliberations and a call for a joint meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Councilor Girly Balaba. Again, Councilor Romeo Calizo, another assignment. Refer to your Committee and Social Services to Councilor Girly Balaba. Yes, Councilor, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Attorney Edgar Cabanlas.
Okay, I appreciate very much the report. It's timely because what I heard is that the city of Cagayan is the highest, has the highest violation of this cybercrime against children, and we need to do something, Madam Chair. But I would like to, I would like to emphasize that the role of the city council would not be more on the penalties, because the penalties are provided by the national law. If we will put penalties on certain acts of cybercrime, then this will dilute the severity of the crime committed, and the fiscal or the city prosecutor's office will be given the freedom to choose which of the law should be applied. Dili pwede na. Kay the maximum that the city council can impose is only 5,000 pesos and 6 months. Pero sa balaod, it's a major crime.
Yeah.
It's a death penalty. It's a life
Criminal,
sentence.
yeah.
So let's not talk about the penalties of this crime. And but I would agree that in the procedural aspect, how, where, and when, whom to approach, we can tackle that and we can adapt a system so that we can facilitate the prosecution of these cases. Second, why am I saying this? Because our national laws are plenty, Madam Chair. We have Republic Act 9775, the Anti-Child Pornography Act of 2009. Nana na diya. We have also Republic Act 7610, a special protection of children against abuse, exploitation, and discrimination. Dagko kini siya kay penalty. Tag 30 anyos na kung magpasarta og ordinansa 1 year. Luy.
5 bayad, 5 mil.
Oh, 5,000 ra. Number 3, we have Republic Act 9208, which is the anti-trafficking in persons. So it involves children also. Mas dako kung bata, mas dako kayong penalty. So let us not dilute that by passing ordinance, putting a penalty on whatever acts violated here. We have also Republic Act 10364, expanded anti-trafficking in persons of 2012. We have also Republic Act 9231, the act providing for the elimination of the worst forms of child labor. Okay. Number 6, we have Republic Act 9344, the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2009. And lastly, we have Republic Act 10175, Cybercrime Prevention Act. Dagko kini sila penalty.
We have other one, 9262, Protection for Women and Children.
Oh, kana sa kana bawsi man na.
Yeah.
Oh.
Still, it's covered.
It's covered. So we have a lot of laws that will cover all these criminal acts that we are aware that we are afraid of. But let us not pass an ordinance that would focus on penalties.
Will that be confusing now with the national law if we pass an ordinance? What do you think?
Dili
Confusing because
confusing.
we are
Only
focusing on the city itself, except for the penalty.
Except for the
No?
penalty.
Kabayaran
reduce
naman.
na ang iyang
Yeah.
ang iyang value, ang iyang
Kabugaton.
kabugaton, mag-anta maluoy ta.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Okay, yes, Councilor Girly Balaba?
sa tubag lang, Madam Chair, we already have, no, kay naglapse into law on July 2022, ang Republic Act 11930, which repealed Republic Act 9775 or the Anti-Child Pornography Law. So, nanay bag-o karon ang Republic Act 11930, which is the Anti-Online Sexual Abuse of Exploitation of Children and Anti-Child Sexual Abuse or Exploitation Materials Act, because we do not already refer the pornographic materials as kanibitong pornographic materials. It's already new term na siya, CSAM. It's Child Sexual Abuse Exploitation Materials Act. So naapod ni siya penalty. So I noted to siya majority floor na para dili pud
Mabusahan.
oo ang penalties dili magdoble-doble or kining mas dako
Magamay,
atong
mabayaran na ba?
penalties,
Madali ra mabayaran. Oo.
Pero ang we hope na sa ato sa ordinansa, because we are trying to localize this national law, sa ato ordinansa is the ang i-penalize ang katumanggong mga katong dili ang perpetrator but the katong accomplice, katong mismong ano sa bata ang nagkunyari no
Kanang mga conspirators, if there is a conspiracy. But, Madam Chair, even the accomplices are covered by that, by
Yeah.
those laws.
Yeah,
Mga
yeah,
accomplices, mga conspirators sa conspiracy,
Involved.
accessories, they are
Yeah.
all
It's the
covered.
same, yeah.
Kay, sa conspiracy, kung ako lugar ako ang nagbugaw.
Ah.
Ako lang, yan ha.
Ayaw, itaw.
Siya. Unya, ako ang nagbugaw. Ya, ako yung uban ng mama. Ang akong penalty is the same as that of the mama.
Yes.
Well, because the ako buwan is the ako all.
All.
Inalaman na. So, the conspiracy, kinsa itong covered na, pareha silang penalty. Dito ba lang? Ang ato lang but if we can penalize, girl, pwede na to nga butang tag penalty sa mga lousy, tapulan, nga mga
Ginikanan.
nga ginikana dili kini mga sa mga kini pag-atiman sa mga bata,
Yeah.
kanang pag-process sa mga ilang mga diya na magbutang penalty, but not
Sa crime, the act itself.
the perpetrators
Yeah,
itself.
yeah.
Okay. Sige. Noted, majority
Okay.
floor leader. Thank you.
Okay,
Madam
thank you
Chair.
very much, Councilor Girlie Balaba. Yes, Councilor, you're raising your hand. Councilor Ayan Magnacaya, you have the floor.
According to Councilor Maria Lourdes Gani, I should be brief in my reaction. Sige lang.
1 second.
1 seconds. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Again, this particular special report should be lauded and magnified by the City Council. Much more the issue on traffic. Much more on the issue of security and safety to the current. Because this is the future of Cagayan de Oro, Madam Presiding Officer. We should not be sitting down on the predicaments that have been illustrated by Councilor Girlie Balaba. Imagine if this will be tolerated by the enforcement agencies, by the politicians, by the government, both national and local. What will happen to the next generation? In other words, they would be admitting and accepting in circumstances where they can be viewed publicly. These children, once they grow up, what then? The same mental setup and understanding and comprehension of what a society is according to their understanding because of these experiences that they have had in this type of incidents and described situations by Councilor Girlie, Madam Presiding Officer. I'm a little bit strong on this because in 2022, together with Councilor Girlie, a certain NGO, it was an international organization, presented the picture for Cagayan de Oro before the city mayor that really indeed in Cagayan de Oro, we are at the top notch. Even less than 1 year old, Madam Presiding Officer. They have been showcased in viewing and of course, renting for time and pictures by foreigners. And there was even an incident, Madam Presiding Officer, that a foreigner who has been a local already because he has stayed in Cagayan de Oro for several years already was the perpetrator of this type of activity. He was arrested, he was prosecuted, but then again, this has been continued and pursued by certain quarters. My reaction would be, include the Committee on Youth and Children, Madam Presiding Officer, no
Okay.
less than the SK Federation President, Councilor Sakala, so that he will be knowledgeable of what is transpiring within the society, because he is the banner of the future of Cagayan de Oro.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilor, first name? Councilor Sakala, first name? Councilor Kenneth Sakala, is your committee is included, no? So, Councilor Amy Moreno, you have the floor.
Madam Chair, maayong hapon ug sa akong mga kauban sa 20th City Council. Good afternoon. And thank you, Madam Chair, para sa pampagwapa na gihatag nimo.
Umusamot gid ta kagwapa.
Ug kang Councilor Roger Abaday sa iyang regalo. I don't know if you recall, Madam Chair, but I did a similar special report on this, I think, a few months back. And I appreciate the effort of Councilor Girly Balaba for pushing forward to this effort. However, my message at that time was to strengthen or take up the issue on the monitoring, the community-based monitoring system of Cagayan de Oro. As mentioned by Councilor Girly, that also by Majority Floor Leader Councilor Edgar Cabanlas, number one gihapon ang Cagayan de Oro, but that is with data that is incomplete. So it might be even scarier if we have the actual data. However, that being said, I hope that Councilor Girly Balaba can be able to include the data gathering on actual cases to make our program more efficient para sa mga kabatanunan. Kana lang. Tagang salamat.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Amy Moreno. Okay, are we done? So, Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Edgar Cabanlas, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you, Girly. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the members who presented their special reports. So let's go ahead now with our business of the day. Item 1, Omnibus. Items 1 to 14, Omnibus motion. Turks, please. Ikaw lang sa, itaas-taas.
For Omnibus Approval Items 1 to 14. Item 1, Proposed Resolution Number 2024-573, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Lumbia, the City, its Ordinance Number 03-S-2023, Series of 2023, covering its Supplemental Budget Number 3 for calendar year 2023 with an estimated income of 220,000 pesos. Item 2 is Proposed Resolution Number 2024-574, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Number 4, the City, its Ordinance Number 3-2023, covering its Supplemental Budget Number 2 for calendar year 2023 with an estimated income of 280,000 pesos. Item number 3 is Proposed Resolution Number 2023-575, returning to Barangay Council of Barangay Number 5, the City, its Ordinance Number 2023-12-003, Series of 2023, covering its Supplemental Budget Number 2 for CY 2023 with an estimated income of 220,000 pesos. Item number 4 is Proposed Resolution Number 2024-576, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay number 29, the city, its ordinance number 03-S-2023, series of 2023, covering its supplemental budget number 2 for calendar year 2023 with an estimated income of 220,000 pesos. Item number 5 is proposed resolution number 2024-577, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay number 35, the city, its ordinance number 2-S-2023, series of 2023, covering its supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2023 with an estimated income of 1,874,343 pesos and 6 centavos. Item number 6 is proposed resolution number 2024-578, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay number 22, the city, its ordinance number 2, series of 2023, covering its supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2023 with an estimated income of 562,000 pesos. Item number 7 is proposed resolution number 2024-579, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay number 11, the city, its ordinance number 2, series of 2023, covering its supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2023 with an estimated income of 303,926 pesos. Item number 8 is proposed resolution number 2024-580, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Patag, the city, its ordinance number 2023-012-002, series of 2023, covering its supplemental budget number 1 for CY 2023 with an estimated income of 1,872,326 pesos and 56 centavos. Item number 9 is proposed resolution number 2024-581, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Bayanga, the city, its ordinance number 1-S-2023, series of 2023, covering its supplemental budget number 1 for CY 2023 with an estimated income of 351,579 pesos. Item number 10 is proposed resolution number 2024-582, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay number 36, the city, its ordinance number 02-S-2023, series of 2023, covering its supplemental budget number 1 for CY 2023 with an estimated income of 89,273 pesos. Item 11, proposed resolution number 2024-583, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay number 40, the city, its ordinance number 1-2023, series of 2023, covering its annual budget for calendar year 2024 with an estimated income of 3,560,004 pesos. Item 12 is proposed resolution number 2022-584, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Bayanga, the city, its ordinance number 1-2023, series of 2023, covering its annual budget for calendar year 2024 with an estimated income of 6,222,751 pesos. Item number 13 is proposed resolution number 2024-585, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Gusa, the city, its ordinance number 1-2023, series of 2023, covering its annual budget for calendar year 2023 with an estimated income of 31,704,579 pesos. Item number 14 is proposed resolution number 2024-586, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay Tumpagon, the city, its ordinance number 1-2023, series of 2023, covering its annual budget for calendar year 2023 with an estimated income of 4,663,845 pesos, with the information that said ordinances are operative in their entirety.
May I request Councilor Yan Lamlim be recognized, Madam Chair?
Councilor Yan Lamlim, you are recognized.
Madam Chair, may hapon ug salamat sa souvenir. May hapon sa tanan.
Hapon.
Everything is in order. I move to approve purpose resolution number 202, omnibus approval 20224-573, 2024-574, 2024-575, 2024-576, 2024-579, 2024-580, 2024-581, 2024-582, 2024-583, 2024-584, 2024-585, 2024-586.
Any second?
Second.
Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second and final reading.
Second. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Item 15, proposed resolution number 2024-587, confirming the appointment of herein specified members of the Cagayan de Oro Diversity and Equality Commission under Executive Order number 385-2023 of City Mayor pursuant to Section 16C, Article 4 of City Ordinance number 13941-2020, known as the Cagayan de Oro City Diversity and Equality Ordinance. Move for its approval, Madam Chair.
Second. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second and final reading.
Second. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Number 16, proposed resolution number 2023-382, interposing no objection to the forfeiture lease application of the Gamma Foods Corporation covering a parcel of land with an area of 3,987 square meters adjacent to its property covered by Lot 1A, 14, B5, B5, B3, title number 137 to 2019008447, located at Porok 10, Sitio Baloy, Barangay Tablon, the city, subject to the compliance of the conditions imposed by the City Local Environment Natural Resources Office, CLENRO, City Engineer's Office, City Planning and Development Office, and other government agencies. Move for its approval, Madam Chair.
Second. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second and final reading.
Second. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
We have additional items.
17, 18.
17.
Supplemental budget.
Okay. Moved to approve for inclusion item 17, 18, and 19. We have an additional item 19, which is an emergency resolution. Okay, okay.
19? What's the 19?
19 is a request from the residents of Maandig property at Santa Cruz Subdivision, Buinaoro, for a deferment of an order of demolition.
Deferment.
Okay,
So that is 19.
Ikuha na ba ni Ron? So number 19 is a third.
Okay, so it's 19. Okay.
Yes, Madam Chair. Number 17, proposed ordinance number 2023-354, appropriating the sum of 600,000 pesos from the item continuing appropriation, supplemental budget number CY 2022, capital outlay, purchase of hauling truck, counterpart under the Agricultural Productivity Office, APO, to be made available for the city's counterpart fund for the implementation of the Memorandum of Agreement by and between the city government, Cagayan de Oro, and the Department of Agriculture for the procurement of transport and delivery vehicle under Kadiwa Financial Grant Assistance Program per City Ordinance number 14674/2023. May I request J. Rua Pascual to sponsor this ordinance.
Councilor J. Roa Pascual, you are recognized.
Happy New Year,
Happy
Madam
New
Chair.
Year.
Happy New Year sa tanan. Thank you sa pasalubong Vice and
Happy ka?
Councilor Roger. Yes.
Happy ka? Asa ka
Thank you.
nagbakasyon?
Wala ra din nila Vice. Thank you. Move to approve proposed ordinance number 2023-354.
Any second?
Second.
Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second and final reading, Madam Chair.
Second. Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Number 18, Proposed ordinance number 2023-355 approving the application of Mr. Victor P. Caveltes for a permit to conduct a three stag cock derby and two wins hack fight at the Indahag Square Garden, Barangay Indahag City on January 16 and 17, 2023 respectively on the occasion of the Fiesta of Sitio Talisay of the said barangay. May I request Councilor Roger Jer Abaday.
Councilor Roger Abaday, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Majority Floor. Considering that the application has complied with law and ordinance as recommended by the City Legal Office, I move for the approval.
Any second?
Second.
Objection? Objection? Question. Councilor Amy Moreno, kulbaan si Councilor Roger Abaday.
Dili man ko mag-object, Madam Chair, but we've already approved similar ordinances, no? But however, this time around, as I checked the approval of the city legal officer, bisag ako, Madam Chair, I rely on what the city legal always say. However, murag this is a replica of what they usually submit to us whenever a stag derby is being asked. And it says here, may I quote, that on the last paragraph, on the account of the foregoing, after which presenting the requirements, Madam Chair, provided that the above provision of law is duly complied with, then this office opposes no legal objection to such application and submits to the sound wisdom and discretion of the honorable members of the City Council. So given the requirements, ako ang question lang, Madam Chair, is it is stated here, Section 739, additional derby for a duration not exceeding 2 days may be allowed on the occasion of the city or barangay fiesta. Having been said, in this case, I would just like to ask Madam Chair if it will be similar or the same as a barangay fiesta as to a sitio fiesta, because this application is for a sitio.
Who knows the answer? Is that the same? Ang sitio, but the sitio is included in the Hague, di ba? So it's different. Ang fiesta is in the Hague. And this derby is sitio of in the Hague. Meaning, it falls under in the Hague Japon nga barangay. Because under man siya sa in the Hague. Sitio lang siya.
Sitio.
Meaning,
But
under gapon siya sa fiesta sa Indahag. So what's the pleasure? Daos. Yes, Councilor Roger Abaday.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer. With regards to the query of Councilor Amy, I think the law did not specify specific fiesta of barangay fiesta. So considering that sitio is part of the barangay, then that's considered semantic, no? That's almost the same.
So when is the fiesta of Indahag? Have you been there?
I'm not aware, Madam Chair, but
This week until what's the fiesta?
Santo Niño.
Yeah. When? Start from January?
They have, as what they have stated, 4th Sunday of January.
4th Sunday, ang say date sa 4th Sunday of January. Okay. 4th Sunday of January is 21. Okay? So ang ilang derby is 16 and 17.
Yeah.
So is that allowed by law? Nga prior to the fiesta celebration. Kasi makatubag. Ikaw at Councilor Attorney Joey, imo man na sa before.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I would like to respectfully disagree with the statement of Councilor Abaday that a sitio fiesta and a barangay fiesta is somewhat semantic. Because when we talk about a barangay fiesta celebration, it means the celebration is
Entire.
entire barangay.
Yeah.
Because if it is so, then the law will state city, barangay, or sitio fiesta. So, in this case, if the fiesta celebration of Santo Niño is somewhat in the fourth Sunday of January, and those dates there do not fall rather on the fiesta celebration,
Itself.
then in my humble opinion, it does not justify the purpose.
So meaning, the derby should fall under the fiest day.
Or
Is
part
that how
of
it
their,
is?
or if it would be, say, even though it does not fall on the same day, but it is part of their fiesta celebration, 1 week fiesta celebration, 3-day fiesta celebration. But if that is still a week prior to the fiesta celebration, or days before, then
But ang uban nangaon na kay dito. The celebration already started. In fact, it started kano sa mo nangaon dito, Councilor Aga? Friday. So meaning nag-start, it could be that they have long celebration because until today, until tomorrow napagyapoy lang celebration.
if I may be allowed, Mr.
Yeah.
Madam Presiding Officer, I would, in my humble understanding, what was celebrated in Indahag now is araw ng Indahag.
Yes.
That is not, as compared to this fiesta celebration sa patron sa Santo Niño, that is religious fiesta celebration. Kung yung tag-araw, that is somewhat the birth or the paghimugso sa paghahimo sa barangay. So those two are different. And I don't think that this fiesta celebration Santo Niño sa anang sitio is part of the fiesta or the part of the activities of the araw ng Indahag.
Okay. Yes, Councilor Girly Balaba, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Medyo ano siya, no, ambiguous ang law. Kay kita mong good, no, ang Pilipinas or ang Pinoy, very religious nga. Sama sa gingon niya, Councilor Joey Abu, na very religious. Na every town, every sitio, every barangay, na ay mga, every, sa panig, kaning mga, purok, even na pinakagamay nga ano naay piyesta, no, aside dili piyesta sa San Miguel, Santo Niño, sa baba ano kini siguro sa sitio
Basta ila sa ng piyesta sa sitio.
Yeah, sitio sa Lisay.
That is
Piyesta
true.
na nila.
Kay
Which-
bisag sa Nazaret na Upper Nazaret, lahi mo pa nilang piyesta.
Oo.
But still belongs to Barangay Nazaret. Karon basig kaning sitio, pista gyud nila. Ha? Is that how it is? Galibog na ko. Basta kak-fighting. Ha? Tayo pa, Councilor Ayan Achas. Can you check, Councilor Abaday, whether nagfiesta ani nga sitio? No? Yeah, Councilor Achas muna, Councilor Abaday.
May hapon, Madam Chair. May hapon sa members sa City Council. Madam Chair, in my experience in Barangay Puerto, we have 5 festa. Festa of the Mother Perpetual Health, Festa of the Santo Niño, Fatima, and all this festa is recognized by the barangay.
Yeah.
Then every year we are celebrating festa. Nasay pahigayon ngayon aning nga activity. As long as it is recognized as the barangays as part of the barangay festa, I think the proposed ordinance number 2024-355 is still in line with this ordinance. Kay daghan man festa ang mga sitio, ang mga purok na asad sila kaugalingon nga patron. So I think wala man nagdistinguish ang atong ordinance nga specific gyud siya nga festa, but ingon siya nga kung naay festa. So ang sitio ga celebrate sila siyang festa, I think it falls under in this ordinance, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Ato na lang itugutan ni kay kisi-kisi na si Councilor. Ida. Ano, the Fiesta of the Sitio is celebrated by the entire barangay.
Yeah.
Ang tanang tao sa barangay, ito tanan sa sityo. Na-mista.
Correct. Kung asa ang venue sa Derby. Bitaw. Ato na lang na siyang kuanon.
Kay, alang-alang ang mamista dito sa sityo, taga-barangay rin maghapon. So, pista
bitaw.
gapon sa barangay. Daw di siya na ito application si Councilor Abanday kay.
Yes.
The barangay captain certified that it is their fiesta.
Okay, gimbitar ka na ba?
Not yet, but yes,
Karon sa imo schedule? May schedule na ba ta? Karon sa imo schedule?
Santo Niño is a fiesta nationwide. This is observed nationwide. So, there is no specific date nga to celebrate Santo Niño, but here, the application is specified the date.
Okay. Yes, Councilor Amy Moreno. Kasi gimbitar na din eh. Wala pa? Ikaw, namista na ka. Suset, namista na ka. J. Pascual, Aga, Chas, si Mano, ugma pa tadong. Color coding ni. Ganina, Mayor Clarix. Kasi mo kuyog na kugma. Sige, go, Councilor Amy Moreno.
Yes, Madam Chair. Councilor Ian Atchas gave a very sound reasoning, no, na pag sityo, automatic part na sa barangay. However, wala sa inclusion ang letter from the barangay that it is accredited by the barangay. Wala. We do? Do you have a copy? Pasensya na kay... Nai-copy, Madam?
Nai-copy?
Provided there is a copy, Madam Chair, I pose no objection. However, may I just request, labi na mga ingon ani.
Yeah. What's the letter? Yes. Make it short.
Yes. Ang galalisan manggod, Madam Chair, kibahin sa sityo or kung sakop ba siya sa barangay. Ang importante, ang balaod nagingon nga, derby shall be allowed once a month and for a duration not exceeding 2 days. Ang importante nga,
2 days na siya.
Kada 2 days in its duly licensed cockpit with an interval of at least 6 days. So, ang importante, kada bulan, gitugutan, basta musunod lang ta sa reglamento sa section 739.
Okay.
So, bahala
Plus
kung sa'yo
pista
rason.
pa gyud.
Yes, bahala. Ang giingon lang din kung piyesta, one additional derby. So, ang importante, tanggano na ito, mapiesta or dili, ang importante nga, mismo ang balaod, section 739, nagingon, pwede ang derby once a month. Oh.
Okay. Bisag walay pista.
Gamiton
Pero
kay
nay
ang
once a
piyesta
month.
dito ra sa
2 days ra, maximum 2 days.
Yes.
Okay. So, unsa man, go na ta. Councilor Romeo Calizo. Madugay kita ni Rod.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. Kaya maayo pa man yung mga taga-Talisay, sityo Talisay, kay Mananghid, no? Kay, ang uban gani...
Di naman ang hid.
Ang uban, tari-tari na sa Burgos, tari-tari dito sa Impantaw, boundary sa amo nila nga, Councilor Joey Abo dito. May manin taga si Talisay kay Mananghid, no? And they will pay, of course, the appropriate taxes, appropriate dues. That's why I support already the motion of the Honorable Roger Abaday.
Okay, thank you. Kultura na po na. Kultura sa Pinoy, no? So anyway, wala na objection na ni, ha? Napa. Is there any more other comment or objection? Wala na, ha? Ha? Abstain. Okay. Mag-divide the house niya, tani ron. Tungod lang aning derby. Ha? Wala, okay. So, abstention. Okay. In a second? Okay. Any objection? No objection, one abstention. So, motion is hereby carried.
Subject to bihag.
Subject to kwan?
Move to approve second final reading.
Second. Objection? None? One abstention? Motion is hereby carried.
Last item, number 19, requesting Honorable Presiding Judge of Branch 38, RTC, Cagayan de Oro City, to hold in abeyance the demolition of the defendants in civil case number 2005-2016 for a period of 6 months in order to give time and space to the city government to look for the relocation of the persons involved, affected, or persons affected. Move for the approval of this ordinance, Madam Chair, subject to styling.
And a second. Why is this demolition not, why are they ordered to demolish without the preparation where to move these households?
That is a very intricate issue, Madam Chair. The demolition cannot proceed without the certification issued by the PCUP. It is the PCUP or the Presidential Commission on Urban Poor that issue the certification for the demolition to go ahead. So nana gani na, bisan
Ayan
pa
na.
dili pataridi,
I-demolish
demolish
na.
na nila.
So meaning within 6 months, dapat na ready na.
Ready na.
Ang
That's
ilang.
why we're requesting for 6 months.
Okay. Sige.
Hindi man pwede nga indeterminate, dili na to nga walay
Lagi.
suko ang huwis na.
Okay. So this will be honored by the court, di ba? Definitely. Okay. Ha? But this is the first time.
Yes.
Okay.
First time.
So,
We will be charged sa contempt of court kung mamugusta. So,
okay. So, any second?
check.
Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Any second? Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
There being no other matters to take up, motion to adjourn, Madam Chair.
Session adjourned. God bless.
Madam Chair, other matters, kaning reminder lang sa tanan membro
Palihog lang lingkod.
sa City Council. Nga
Palihog lang lingkod.
natay briefing ugma sa CLUP, dini 9 o'clock. So, tanan...
What time?
9 o'clock. Kinahanglan kini nga mao anita kay briefing kini sa bago na to nga CLUP for the next 20 years. And ang DSUD, ang Department of Shelter and Urban Development, mo'y mag-present sa atong CLUP. This is a product of many months of preparation by the city government.
Actually, this
and
has long
private
been
sector.
overdue.
O
Dugay na kayo ni.
Dagan application for projects which
But
are
I
dependent on this.
But I made a promise to the Nazareno, sponsor ko. Can I be,
Sige lang.
Anyway, you're around. Okay? I made commitment already.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay? As my yearly,
So
okay.
everybody is invited.
Thank you
Please
very
come.
much. Tomorrow,
9 o'clock, City Council.